All right. Shalom, shalom. Now, before I go further within this lesson, I would like to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Give a double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutations towards your hopeful elect that's been sincerely pushing the truth. I'm the brother Zakaria, coming at you from the GMS Camp in the church. And as you can see, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, I'm back at it with another lesson, all right? Yahweh being the true Heavenly Father, all right? And Yahweh Shah being the only begotten Son that the whole world inwardly called God and Jesus Christ, all right? Those are the correct names of a Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son. Now, today's lesson, I'm just going to get into, we are witnessing the end of Esau-Edom rulership. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. We are witnessing the end of Esau-Edom rulership. Now, if you don't know who Esau-Edom is, they're the self-proclaimed, so-called white men or so-called Caucasians, all right? Those are false names. Those are pagan names, all right? The true biblical names, according to the Bible, are Esau-Edom. And how do we know that? We're going to get right into it. This is Genesis 25, and starting at verse 23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. All right. And, that's, words matter. All right. And how you place words, that also matter. Because you have a lot of jakes out there. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right. That's of the nation of Israel. You have a lot of our people are saying, these are our brothers, or white people can be saved too. Nah, man, going back all the way back to Genesis 25th chapter, we have always been separated. It says what? It says, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other. All right. And then today, who's dominating, more sports? Okay, who's dominating sports more? And the lacrosse, you got the Gadites and natives. Hockey, you also got natives and Irish, so-called Irish people. All right, soccer, so-called Mexicans, you Israelites, so on and so forth. Football, NBA, you name it. And these are just, carnal examples, but it's true at the same time. All right, you will always have a superior race or a more dominant race that would do certain things in this life which we all walk that are better, okay, which are the Israelites. All right, it says and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Keep that in mind. And the elder, all right, meaning the oldest, okay, which means the individual who's going to be born first, shall serve, all right, be a servant, okay, to the younger. All right, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me put this phone on do not disturb. Now I'm going to reread 23 again. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, okay, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And there's a reason why it's getting very intensive when describing this individual, all right? So this individual, which name is Esau, okay, is a very, very hairy individual, okay? And it also says what came out red, which is also symbolic. Now, if you look at a group of people today, who are predominantly red? All right, they turn red when they get happy. They turn red when they cry. They turn red when they're in a fight. They turn red when they're in the sun. Who are these people? All right, so-called white people. Now, I'm not trying to push that, it's all about skin color. No, but I'm just trying to bring out certain examples on describing who Esau-Edom is. But remember, our people are scattered. You're going to have some white people that are actually Israelites. And you're going to actually have some black people who go back to the line of Edom. Remember, it's all about the spirit. But this is just, An example. Now it says all over like a hairy garment. Now, this is key right here because you got a lot of so-called Caucasians out here, so-called white people. They're hairy. Okay? When they go to the beach or doing whatever they do, working out, you name it, they tend to be very, very hairy. All right? It's giving out characteristics to identify who they are. Okay? And it says what? And they call his name Esau. All right? Meaning a Joshua, wasted away. Okay? A very, very hairy individual. He wasted away because he lacked the pigmentation. All right? Due to the curse of leprosy. All right? Going back to Cain and Abel. All right? So we can identify who the enemy is. All right? He has leprosy. He's red. He's hairy. Okay? And it says, and after that came his brother out. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel. Now let me stop right there. When the brother came out, how come it didn't describe or give out a lot of characteristics on what he looked like? Because he was normal. All right? There's a reason why it's giving out the description or details on Esau Edom. Because it wasn't normal during that time to see your baby coming out, red all over as a hairy garment. Like, where's your pigmentation? Okay? So we're going to call his name Esau, Joshua. It says, and after that came his brother out. Okay? And his hand took hold of Esau's hem. Now that's symbolic, all right? Now remember, we read all the way at the top, the elder shall serve the youngest, right here in verse 23. All right? So in this case, the elder, would be who? Esau. How do we know that? Because we just read in verse 25, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. Now we're going to continue on. The younger brother, all right? And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was Jacob. So Jacob took hold of Esau's heel, all right? Now today, Jacob represents, the nation of Israel. Remember, his name later on got changed to Israel because he wrestled an angel, all right? And the Israelites today are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, your so-called Uruguayans, so-called Mexicans, so-called West Indians, so-called Haitians, all right, so on and so forth. The 12 tribes of Israel, all right? So Jacob took hold of Esau's heel, which represents that he's grabbing on real tight, and eventually he's going to get dragged down, man, all right? He's going to get brought down. And once he get brought down, guess who's going to be on top? Jacob, the nation of Israel. All right, starting with Yahweh Shem Yahushua all the way on down, man, because there is an order. And Isaac was 80 years when she bare them. Okay, now we're going to get to, let me see something real quick. Bear with me. Ecclesiasticus 6, where it says, give me 1 second. Yep, here it is right here. Yep, 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 9. Matter of fact, I'm going to just jump up to verse 8. And it reads, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, which we was just reading back in Genesis, the 25th chapter, okay? Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, all right? Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, okay, which represents his rulership, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So there go the symbolic or the representation of what's going on when Jacob took hold of Esau's heel, all right? That represents an end of one world and the beginning of the next world. All right. Again, we're just going to start with the Israelites, okay, under Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay. And how do we know that? Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Start from the top. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay. And yes, that's what we're doing. Remember, the Lord has established watchmen, all right, which today represents the prophets. The prophets are always watching on prophecies, okay? And that's how we're able to, measure the time, okay? And it said diligently because, prophecies are always popping off. And what's one of the main prophecies that's popping off right now? The MOTB, the CHIP that everybody need in order to, stabilize themselves more within the society soon to come. All right. You're not going to be able to do much if you don't receive this device wherever you receive it at within your body. OK. And it says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, see, that's what I was speaking on. All right. Signs, which represents these prophecies. OK. We are witnessing, earthquakes in diverse places, uproars of the people. OK. These are different storms concerning tempests, hurricanes, tornadoes. All right. They're getting worse and worse. People are getting, struck by lightning more and more. Different power outages. Okay. So all these things is playing on the earth, the four corners of the whole earth. It says, which I have told thee before. Yes, because we've all been warned these things. Remember, everything that was written before time, was written for our understanding. So a lot of these things has been mentioned before. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand. And when it says thou, it's not talking about, any old body out here. Okay, the only ones who's going to understand is the elect. Okay, and so on and so forth. The 1/3. Because the 1/3 is going to believe as well. But then then shalt thou understand. All right, starting with the elect is going to understand what? That it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And we're seeing bits and pieces of the Lord is about to, visit this place. Okay. And he is visiting this place, through the sword, death, and destruction and different plagues. All right. And he's gonna eventually come, and we ain't gonna see him as a man. All right. We're not gonna see Yahushua as a man. He's gonna come back to blow this place away. All right. To destroy this place, America. All right. Which is Babylon the Great. And it's going to happen over there in the Valley of Jehoshaphat too. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, there it is right there, and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand. See, remember, we would just regularly understand in verse 2. But then verse 4 said, then shalt thou well understand. Okay. So this is more convenient. All right. It is more evident that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to soon return, man. And we're going to witness the absolute downfall of this place right before our eyes. And then we're going to actually witness, okay, the establishment of the kingdom of heaven. All right. Which is only for the Hebrew Israelites and those who believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. First and foremost, the first fruits. Okay. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. All right. So there was a time when Esau Edom got established. Okay. And once he, got established, it was through what? Lies. Okay. Bloodshed, robbery. He steals every damn thing he go. Matter of fact, let's get Nahum. Excuse me if I keep, coughing. Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. Okay. Now, how did America become so great, quote unquote, today in 2023? All right. First and foremost, when they came over here, they shed blood. Okay. Woe to the bloody city. Okay. A lot of these things that are established, it was established through blood. Okay. Whether they had to, eradicate or try to diminish and cut us off from being a nation, so-called, natives, concerning Gad, Reuben, Issachar, even Judah, the southern tribe too. Remember, we was oppressed together, okay? So, they played a big role on bloodshed. They tried to kill us off. It says it is all full of lies and robbery. And what's the biggest lie of all? Okay, Christianity. All right. They embedded, Christianity within our hearts at one point when we were sleeping, with everybody else. And when I say sleeping with everybody else, I'm talking about when we was in a dead state of mind. All right, we was in that dark place, man, that gross darkness. Because at one point we was asleep. Now we're waking up to the fact that this is a bloody city, and it was established through blood, all right, lies and robbery. Through who? Esau, Edom. And that's why we were starting off with Genesis, the 25th chapter, okay? It says, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Yes, he would never separate himself. Because remember, when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, he get real greedy. All right? He want to see us wax worse and worse. And we have over time. That's why we thank Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua that he's woken us. He's woken us up, okay? Because our people today are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. All right? So going back to 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter, in verse 4, then shalt thou well understand, the 2 Ezra 9:4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And how do we know that the end is manifest? Because we see these signs. Okay, we see the establishment of the MOTB. We see certain talks concerning, NATO and the EU. We see, certain summits going on concerning the Brits, all right, and the dollar collapsing. We're seeing all these things going on, man, all right, to the littlest things, concerning earthquakes in diverse places, all right, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation, all right. Matter of fact, since I'm mentioning it, let me just end it off on that. Matthew 24, starting at verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Okay, so yeah, take heed. If you take heed to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, there's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, no man won't deceive you. Okay, and pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua that he keep the spirit on you, so you won't be deceived. Okay, and that you can endure. Verse 5, this Yahushua speaking, because it's in red. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And we actually see these things going on today. All right. Now, is it going to stop? No. Even in the future, we're going to see more and more people come out as if they're, the Messiah, quote unquote, or Hamashiach. All right. Because our people, some individuals out here, they get, prideful. Remember, according to Proverbs 8:13, the Lord, he don't get down with the arrogancy, the pride, the individual with the foreign mouth, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Okay, remember, once upon a time ago, we heard the rumor of a war going on over there, Russia against Ukraine. Okay, and then the rumor manifested into reality. It was actually real that Russia was going against Ukraine. That's just an example, right? It says, see that ye be not troubled. See, when you see these things going on, don't be troubled. Why so? Because it has to happen. For all these things must come to pass. Again, the end is made manifest. This place has to fall. So therefore, all of these things must come to pass. It's already written. Okay. It is the will of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and the only begotten Son, and through the only begotten Son, which is Yahushua. It says, but the end is not yet. Remember, in Habakkuk, it says, though it tarry, wait for it. Okay, Because you're going to have Israelites, well, we've been seeing these things going on. We've been seeing the earthquakes. We've been seeing wars. So ain't nothing going to happen to us. Okay, think that. Believe that. Okay? Because we're witnessing tougher times. Things are, getting amped up, so to speak. It's intensifying. All right? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right? Hey, you see Russia saying, because remember, the U.S. put sanctions on Russia, and Russia did not like that. And then since Russia is going against Ukraine, and Russia is doing certain deals with China, this, that, and the third, they always saying something like this. They always saying, if the U.S. do this, we're going to do this. If they interfere with this alliance, we're going to do this. If they touch them, we are going to do this. All right. And that this is what? World War III. Flipping the switch. All right. A missile, a nuke. These things is actually true, man. Okay. Nation against nation. We clearly see that. There's even more of a division concerning our people in Esau. That's who we're reading about, man. Okay? We're witnessing the end of Esau's rulership, because all these things is playing a big role, man, in our lives, which is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And we're witnessing these things too. Okay? All these are the beginning of sorrows. Exactly. The hard part is yet to come, which is Jacob's trouble, and Esau, Edom, will come down with great wrath, according to Revelation 12:12. All right? So, I'm going to end it off on that. We are witnessing the downfall and the end of Esau's rulership, man. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom.